Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the inspirational Lady Noble 365. I trust that you are doing well, loving yourself and those who are around you. This evening, I'd like to come to you with some words of inspiration and some words of encouragement. And just want to remind you, we all, have free will and free choice, and we can do what we want and do what we please, but each and every action has a reaction. Doesn't matter who you are, what your tax bracket is, what you eat for breakfast. It just is what it is. And just be mindful of wanting to learn a skill, a craft, a trade, or involve yourself in any kind of hobby, and wanting to learn the skill and harness the skill, but forgetting the compassion, forgetting the ability to maintain your compassion. And as I speak on this topic, it's a very broad topic. I'm going to try to narrow it down. And I was just pondering, as I usually do. And Spirit once again wanted me to bring this message to you because someone needs to be reminded and need to be aware, because we do have freedom of free will, freedom of choice, to do what we want, when we want, how we want. There are some people who care about others. They do have compassion. They care about how they communicate, what their delivery is like, what they sound like when they are communicating. And there are others who could really care less, they feel like it's just as long as they accomplish their goal and get what they want, they're on their way. And and as I was pondering on that, Spirit reminded me to, for me personally, to never worry myself when someone is in expression or I'm patronizing somewhere and someone chooses to express that they lack compassion in any form of level, to not become disturbed. You have to remind yourself, you could be somewhere in a store, maybe making a purchase, and maybe the cashier is rude to you. Just for an example, collective, you have to learn how to look over those who choose to indulge in infantile behavior, because the fact is that people, just everyone doesn't have it in them to be compassionate for others. Everyone doesn't have it in them to be considerate for others, and this is a them problem. It's out of our control. We can only control ourselves. But Spirit was just letting me know, never let it worry you or fret you. And it told me to pass this message because someone else needs to know this. If you're ever, and I'm pretty sure while you're listening to this video, you've experienced someone being rude to you or disrespectful, inconsiderate, unprofessional, just acting maybe a total donkey. Okay. I'm pretty sure you've experienced it once or twice in your life. But hold your head up high. Don't engage with the goofy. Don't become upset. The fact is that people will harness a craft, a skill, a trade. They'll choose to work with the public, but maybe they don't like interacting with the public, so they don't have the care or enough consideration to want to learn how to communicate effectively, or learn how to be polite, or learn how to smile at the public if you're working with the public. Some people, everyone is different. To some people, these things matter, and to others, they don't. They could care less. They look at it as, hey, this is a job. As long as I get my check, that's all that matters. And so I'm just using that one situation, patronizing different businesses as an example. And so just keep that in mind. We're all different people, and don't let it alarm you. Don't let it disturb you. There's just people who, they're about themselves. There are people who, another good example, I'll talk about the medical field. I have to bring it up. Okay. There are some places, nurses that are nice and pleasant and, and gentle to the point. They're good with their injections, they're pleasant. with their delivery and their communication. They're very professional. Then you may run across another nurse somewhere, at any office or hospital, doesn't matter. And maybe that nurse is a little disgruntled, maybe rude, maybe rough, not bashing anyone that does work in the medical field, but I'm just using these things as an example. There are all kind of different people here out in the world. And as I'm sharing this with you, it's just funny. And as you move forward on your path, just keep that in mind, to allow when people are being rude to you to disturb you. There's a lot of people that lack compassion. They're all about themselves. They feel like, look, as long as I get mine, who cares how you feel? Who cares about being nice? I've even heard people say it. Don't nobody care about all that, So, and this applies in many areas, and I'm just trying to narrow it down, there's just we live in a colorful place. The planet Earth, no two humans are alike. We live in a colorful place, and I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And I just said, wow, as I was sitting there pondering on this topic, like, wow, if certain people could just look at themselves and see how they honestly treat people and talk to people, I don't think they would be pleased with themselves, and that's another thing. Sometimes people aren't aware, that they are being rude to you. And I know that may sound difficult, but some people may not be aware. They may have maybe got up out of bed and rushed, had a day where they had to rush and get the kids to school and et cetera, et cetera. And then they finally make it to work. Doesn't matter whether it's a job in a corporate setting. It doesn't matter whether you work in a restaurant, housekeeping, a mechanic, an engineer, doesn't matter. And then when they get to the customer service, or just communication with their coworkers, they come off as just nasty and just rude. Sometimes they know and sometimes they don't, but just in this world, just be mindful to not let it get to you, not let it affect your day. Don't get into any confrontation. Remember that it's only for a moment. You don't live with that person. You don't have to wake up and look at them, and whatever they are going through, that is their energy. So simply just leave them with it. Some people just really don't know. Some people are only concerned with themselves, as long as they get theirs, as long as me and mines, as they say. I haven't heard this in a while. As long as me and mines is straight, we all right, And that right there is just an illusion, because here, as I've moved forward, I've learned that saying, as long as me and mines are good, I'm straight, it really holds no power, and it's far from the truth, because you just never know who might cross your path moving forward. No one knows when they're going to perish here from planet Earth. You don't know who your children going to marry or grow up and become friends with, et cetera, et cetera. You don't know who's going to cross your path. So you want to be mindful, of having that energy, that selfish energy within you. Long as me and mine's are good, I'm straight. No, long as you and yours are good, you are straight. But that lack of compassion, you got to be mindful, because that energy that you put out, it will reciprocate. The universe will return it back to you, and you'll be in that space, in that place, and you'll be wondering why you aren't receiving a particular treatment, or why isn't someone being considerate or thoughtful towards you. Well, it's possibly because maybe somewhere down the line you weren't considerate of someone else. And so just be mindful, of wanting to involve yourself here in the world, on planet Earth, as a human, and just lacking that compassion, being so cold. I know every day is not perfect for anyone. Every day is different, but we don't have to be cold every day. We can smile sometimes. We don't have to show up at work and frown every day. We don't have to scream at everybody every day. We don't have to roll our eyes every day. I just find it hilarious and just funny, Me, myself, if I go somewhere and if someone is rude to me, they won't see me again. I will go somewhere else with joy. Because I see it as a signal of the universe telling you, it's time to go somewhere else and do some shopping, or it's time to go somewhere else and maybe get an oil change or whatever you're doing, get your car detailed, whatever you are doing, you know, and often, yeah, that is signs from the universe that it's time for you to move on, if it is a place of business or something that you can switch from doing so that you don't have to consistently receive that rude, service or that, that lower vibrational energy, when you're communicating or interacting with anyone, So, yeah, just be mindful of that. We are all different people, and there are a lot of people that lack compassion. It's nothing to them, but down the road, you may feel or say it's nothing now, but you will learn that compassion is a big thing and it does matter. Doesn't matter who you are. It does matter if you are compassionate. It does matter if you have an open heart. It does matter if you are willing to consider others, because at least one time in your life, a moment or two, trust me, you will want someone to consider you. So those are my words of inspiration and encouragement. Keep loving yourself and everyone around you. And next time you come across someone that is rude to you, just simply move on and just say, they just don't know any better. One love. Ashe.